Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Fallout 4. It's been a while since I've done any recording. I apologize, life's been life, but I actually got bored with this game back in the day because I found so many tips and tricks and ways to spoof things even without the need for mods that I kind of got bored. So rediscovering it with the next gen update has been fun and interesting, but you can see I'm having trouble doing anything with mods. I just wanted to show and prove that all my mods are disabled that I did have downloaded before they lost my account information. But we're not going to need those. The first thing I'm going to show is we were playing on normal at first, but once we hit a certain point, we're going to jack it all the way up to very hard, survival, even if you are feeling dangerous, but we are going to eventually make it to very hard and make it easy. Excuse me. So my first piece of advice, I turn on all subtitles, but that's not the advice. The advice is find a color scheme that works for you, for your HUD and Pip-Boy. I know it sounds crazy, but going white actually is quite nice. But yeah, I just personally don't like the green. I think it kind of grades. So I like to go for a white or a little bit of, you know, a light sky blue, just because it's a little more pleasant for the eyes, but it's still very visible when it comes to VATs and things of that nature, and is distinguishable from dialogue choices. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get through the beginning, the tutorial. I had all my save data deleted for this purpose, just to show I'm starting from scratch, no mods, how the game was intended, with a few additives now that there's the next gen update. But I'm going to be doing a special when it comes to this series. There's going to be two different builds we're going over. The first one is so broken, if it's your first time playing, it's going to get you through 90% of everything you can experience. Sorry, I'm skipping videos. The other build is just broken in its mechanics and is really fun to play. So, yeah.
Never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, huh?
You think?
Absolutely.
Now,
Ready and stop hogging the mirror.
Right.
our first broken build does not use conventional damage. What I mean by that is you're not going to be perking out anything that buffs your small guns, big guns, you know, nothing like that. The first build we're doing is kind of a loophole glitch, but if you're going for something that's going to be specializing on dealing damage regularly, so picking unarmed damage, melee damage, non-automatic pistols, automatic weapons, you're going to want to choose a female, just because of the fact that the Black Widow perk is very useful, since most of your opponents will be male, and getting that bonus damage is always a good thing. So you just need to go around and interact with a few things, wait for a Vault Tech representative to show up at your door. So I go mess with the baby.
Wonder what show.
Just investigate things. Who left that open?
Ah, good morning, sir. Your coffee. 107.
Grognak the Barbarian and the Jungle of the
So our first build is going to be a melee build, but the
Looks like the milk got delivered.
irony of it is the best melee weapon is actually a minigun. And that's what we're running with. We're making a shredder build, as it is formally called.
Now, who left those here? It's a little early to be drinking.
It is. So,
Sugar bombs. 100% daily value of sugar.
with this shredder build,
Now sounds like some
you have to perk into the basher skill, but it's going to take us a while to get there. We're going to be doing a few things.
Hey, hon.
Wow, look at you. Not a girl like me ever gets so lucky, huh?
We're going to be doing a few things beforehand. This build, you're going to have to do a few things with your special, and we're going to have to collect a few items to enhance that special. Just because I don't like spending levels on increasing special stats. It bugs me. Don't get me wrong, it is incredibly beneficial, but we'll get to that.
Good morning. Vault-Tec calling.
Good morning.
Isn't it? Just look at that sky out.
So I'm going to be skipping most conversation, but pro tip, if you want to just rush through conversation and get to your choices, you can use R2, your right trigger, to
Yeah, I can't wait.
rush through your conversation choices. Right now it doesn't really matter, but at first we're going to want a 7 in strength. Keep your perception, endurance, and agilities at a 1. We're also going to be putting a 7 in charisma, a 5 in intelligence, and the last 5 into luck. So, this character broke.
Wonderful. That's everything.
Now you're just gonna have to trust me. I know 3 of the main specials most people would suggest.
Thanks again.
I have left at a 1.
Peace of mind.
But just trust me, that's one of the things that makes this
For you and
busted.
Sean, no price is too high.
Good answer.
I have my moments.
So,
Sean has been changed. He absolutely refuses to calm down. I think he needs some of that maternal affection.
You heard Cosmo. Go on. How are the 2 most important men in my life doing? Spin the love wheel a bit. He loves that. Hey, how's my little guy? Much better now, huh? Listen, after breakfast,
Will it be like that night you parked a year ago?
Sir, Mom, you should come and see this.
Codsworth, what's wrong?
alright.
Followed by yes, followed by flashes, blinding flashes, sounds of explosions. We're trying to get confirmation. We seem to have lost contact
he
with our
saying?
affiliate stations. We do have coming in. That's confirmed reports. I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania. My God.
Oh my god.
We need to get to the vault. Now!
I've got Sean. Let's go.
Now, if you feel like it, you can just sprint there, speed run the whole thing, but for roleplay sake, I like to follow my wife or husband, depending on my choice. Now, normally, when I start a new game like this, I just put my intelligence to a 10 and my luck to a 10, put everything else into strength. That way, when we finally do start picking up items, there's a bit of luck involved on what we get, but it's honestly not that important. The luck at a 6 is still incredibly good.
Sir! I'm reporting this! If you're in the program, step forward.
We need to get in. We're on the list. Infant, adult male, adult female. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
You two, follow me. Come on.
What's gonna happen to all those people outside
We're
the
doing
gate?
everything we can. Now keep moving.
Come on. Follow the security guy. The AI really does expect to follow you, not you to follow them. But
Step on the platform in the center.
Almost there. We're gonna be okay. I love you. Both of you.
now,
Too.
fun fact, depending on what you named your character, Cogsworth will actually call you by name. I just find it funny that I found a couple that he will not refer to you by name. It will just be sir or ma'am. But there's a whole list. You can look it up. Oh, excuse me. My breakfast is not sitting with me today.
We did it. We made it. We're okay.
Everyone please step off the elevator and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion. No need to worry, folks. We'll get everyone situated in your new home. Vault 111. A better future underground.
Now, your movement is limited. You can only walk through here. So we're gonna do this a bit speedy. So come here and grab your vault suit.
Thanks. What now?
And then we're gonna head back to the so-called decontamination pod.
Just step in here and put your vaults in.
Who's my little guy? I'm not going far. I'll just be over there.
There he is. See? Daddy's not going far.
All set? Just step inside, put on your vault.
Alright. Vault suit equipped.
The pod will decontaminate and depressurize you before we head deeper into the
Lies! Sorry.
Time for a whole new life.
Something like that.
Secure. Occupant vitals normal. Procedure complete. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now we must watch the gruesome scene. At this point in time, the only thing you can do is if you press X, you can pound on the glass. But for storyline's sake,
Everything's gonna be fine.
Still never easy to watch that.
Cryogenic array. All residents must vacate immediately.
Alright. Now you do have the option of opening up your wife's pod. And you can take her wedding ring.
I'll find who did this. And I'll get Sean back. I promise.
Yep. Nobody else can be released. Everyone has perished. You are the lone survivor. So now we're going to escape the vault. But before we do that, we are going to grab the everything. Now you can do this stealthily, but there's no enemies just yet. There's one right there. And you can grab your first weapon. If your luck is high enough, you can find some items in these desks. This is just lore if you want to read into that terminal. But just grab the everything. Our strength is high enough to carry it. So now, a second chance for you to get the baton. Now, VATS is a Pip-Boy feature. I don't know how we can use it before we have a Pip-Boy on. But, that is the thing.
Giant roaches? What the hell?
Now, rad roach meat is going to be important. We need to have at least 3 pieces of it on us. Here I'm trying to turn on the light on the Pip-Boy. So there's really nothing in this back room. You can tell that they left in a hurry. Be careful taking the stuff off the table. If you choose table, you'll sit down and there's this whole animation you have to wait through. But just grab the everything. For this terminal, when you go into it, you have the option to eject holotape, so now you have a little Pip-Boy game you can play while you're bored waiting somewhere. If you're not into grabbing all the junk, at least grab the hot plate and the toaster. I can't remember if there's clean water here, or if this is contaminated. Yeah, so this does have clean water. If you are playing on a survival for the fun of it, it's a water source with no rads. But we're playing on normal just for speed, to be completely honest. That way it makes it a little easier for me to demonstrate certain things about the game. Wait, I only need 3 of those. Here I am grabbing the everything. But when it comes to junk, grab the everything. Ugh. These things are real nasty up close. Alright. So, when playing a melee build, if you don't have the AP, at least VATS points you in their direction. Alright, now that we're in the Overseer's office, we're going to grab everything, including our first gun. If you come back in here, the dressers are usually empty, but there is a preserved pack of cigarettes. If you're trying to play this game naturally, that sells very well with traders. Nice. Bobby pins are always useful. There will always be 10mm ammo in that locker. There's always 10mm ammo here in this locker, and this master lock we will get through very shortly. Now, if you interact with the Overseer's terminal, there's a bunch of lore, as well as the option to open the evacuation tunnel. And now you have your option between smashing all the bugs or shooting them. I'm gonna go with smashing, just to save some ammo. Oh, come on. And even on very hard, that's not very hard. You can also use your VATS to get through most of them first. Sneak attack. And then one will try and jump scare you there. If you wish, you can turn around. Now the door that was jammed is open. So the only reason to come back in here is the master lock and clean water. But let's go ahead and get our Pip-Boy. Now after this becomes equipped, the game is going to autosave your first hard save, so that if you feel the need to start over, pick a different special, they're going to give you the option to do that here shortly. I make another hard save afterwards just because I don't want to have to sit through watching this vault door open whenever I get the wild hair to restart a character. But now you can see your inventory, equip the eyeglasses, just because a +1 to perception is never a bad thing. Yeah. But again, the special that I suggest you start with, 7 in strength, 1 in perception and endurance, a 7 in charisma, a 5 in intelligence, a 1 in agility, and a 6 in luck. So from here, there's that autosave I was talking about. And we access said vault door.
Cycling sequence initiated. Please stand back.
Okay, so right here is where I would suggest making your first hard save. You can see they've already got a couple of autosaves, but save 1 is what I like to overwrite. That way I don't have to watch the vault door open again. So now, when you hit this spot, it's going to ask if you want to change anything, your appearance, or your name and special. We're set. Again, I just went with the default appearance.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault Tech.
So one of the first things we're going to do is we are going to discover Sanctuary. We are going to discover the red rocket near Sanctuary. We're going to grab dog meat, and then we're heading back to the vault. The reason for this is dog meat will not load into the vault unless you are in nothing but your Vault 11 jumpsuit. So before we decide to go and change our fashion, we're gonna go grab our bestest boy. Now be careful, you can fall from here and kill yourself. I've done it a time or two. Oh, come on. Almost made it. Now you can see there are a bunch of next-gen update missions that are coming across. We will get to a couple of those. Well, we'll get to... Yeah, No, we have to get to both, so. Now we're going to be grabbing anything this fella happened to have on him that might be useful to us. Nice. I think the tire iron actually does better than the security baton. It does. And at this point in time, we're just wanting to save as much ammo as we can, because most things can be taken care of melee. But after we grab those things, we're going to come over here and grab the stim packs and ammo from this broken safe. Now when you get to this water tower, excuse me, you're going to see a first aid kit and some purified water. The one that is on its side will fall through the map if you don't grab it first. You see how the other ones jumped? So now grab everything that has to supply, and now we find this treasure chest. We're gonna grab the armor. I'm not gonna put it on just yet, but we're gonna come down towards the red rocket, and we're gonna go to this house's backyard right here first, because it has gourd, and that is going to help us out in settlement building. Now there is a cap stash, a Nuka-Cola Quantum, a baseball bat, which even though it's slower, it's still quite devastating. Up the stairs in the ashtray there is a bobby pin and a bobby pin box in the dresser, an advanced safe, which we can pick that later on. Now one thing with this build, you saw I gave a high charisma. There's two reasons for that. One, this is a companion heavy build, meaning that it's very advantageous to have a companion with you and is built to have a companion with you. The other build that we will go over later is a lone wanderer build. So it's just you and dog meat against the world, or maybe just you, because dog meat likes to get in the way. So now we're going to come in here. You can try and be as sneaky as you want, but your agility is terrible. Oh, come on. Now, when it comes to VATS and how slow it likes to make things cinematically, cancel it. Hit circle whenever the thing's dead and you need to get to the next one. Or even hit L1 again. There's a Nuka-Cola amongst all these beer bottles. We're just going to go ahead and grab all this glass. If you're playing survival, then those are containers. Another reason that I like to make a light blue HUD for the Pip-Boy is because it's going to reflect the color of your Pip-Boy in the light. So the original green color is not that bright. I like to turn up the brightness. We're going to need these black rim glasses because they do not increase perception, they increase charisma, and we're going to need that. And over here, we've already got enough rad roach meat. I don't like to bother with the cocktails because I can't scrap them for parts. There's duct tape here, a bucket, a plunger, there should be coolant. There's also a lot of brain fungus and glowing fungus, but I don't bother with those, and you'll see why in a minute. There's also some bones, and a Bruxo cleaner. See if I can't sneak up on this one, because it is a tough one compared to the rest. No sneak attack, but I'll get those first two. Alright. And this is a good place to fill up dirty water if you were playing on survival. Nice. More Bruxo cleaner and a novice safe. So we're gonna try our best to pick this. Nice. And then we're just gonna take everything. Even got some armor out of it, which is good. But that should be everything here. I'm gonna go ahead before I forget and equip the black rim glasses, because this is going to be a power armor build. Honestly, both of them are, because it's Fallout. Half the fantasy is being able to walk around in a tank. But that being said, whilst you are outside of the armor is when you're going to have charisma-based equipment attached to you. So when you need to talk to somebody, get out of the armor. I mean, honestly, it would just be polite. And when you need to be in combat, back in the armor. We're gonna grab the hard hat. We're just gonna grab it all, really. Now, don't head inside. Don't disturb stuff. Just greet dog meat.
You're all by yourself.
Don't choose the harsh option because you want him to come with you.
Okay then, let's stick together.
Alright, now if you're playing on survival, you have to run back. But we are just going to fast travel back to Vault 111. Yes, hello, I love the moose. You're my boy. Hello, Poppy. So now that we're here at Vault 111 again, we are going to start scavenging around. He's going to find stuff, which is more than likely just the boxes you just found. We're going to press the button for the elevator. And then grab some more supplies and head back down. Now again, if you have changed your outfit, dog meat will not be here, and we need him here for this to work. So we just wait for the elevator. And we're going to run back to the Overseer's office. Come on, boy. You can do it, dog meat. If you need your companion to catch up with you, sprint for a minute and then start walking. They will sprint to catch up with you. But now we want dog meat to go stand in the weapons closet.
Hey.
You're going to get close to him. You're going to talk to him. You're going to ask him to fetch.
Find something for me?
And you're going to ask him to find items.
Good stuff nearby.
It should say he found something. And magically, he's going to pick up the cryolator. So now if you go into the trade menu with him, he is holding the cryolator and the 200 cells that go with it. So there's the first broken thing. Your next step is to head home. And we're going to read the special book. It's going to allow you to put a +1 into your choice of a category in your special. We are going for charisma. So let's head up. It is important to stay hydrated in the wasteland. Okay. So now, the next step. If we run back here into this blue trailer, there's a desk fan, there's some old world food, but you don't really have to bother with that unless you're playing survival. It's a good I need something now option. But we're gonna grab the everything that's in here. If you want to, you can grab the silt beans, but I don't really bother with that. Same thing with the hub flour. So now we're gonna come to the back of our house, that way we don't have to bother with Codsworth just yet. Come in the side entrance. Grab Grognak the Barbarian. If you want, you can grab anything if it's in the mirror, whatever's in these containers, but we're going to break all this stuff down in the workshop menu anyway. What we're really here for is your special, and we want charisma. That way, that puts our charisma up to an 8, which allows us to get inspirational, which is good for followers. It'll increase the damage they do and decrease the damage they take, things of that nature. So now that we have that done, you're gonna want to go around the neighborhood, and you're gonna want to scavenge. When I say scavenge, don't pick up everything. What I want you to do is go through containers and empty containers. So let's go ahead and give ourselves some protection. Don't need to wear that anymore. So yeah, give ourselves some protection. We're dealing with a fast-moving enemy, so we need something quick-like. Sneak attack. Now, hopefully you can get some bloatfly meat from doing this. I know I said don't bother with old world food, but I'm a nuke ahead, so sorry. Oh, come on. Nope. Oh, come on. I hate bloatfly. Okay, so we at least got 2 pieces of meat. I think that might be all we need. But we're just trying to get through these containers. Now, we can just scrap these in the settlement menu, in the crafting for that. Ooh, Oshanka hat. That's useful. But there's really no need, not to mention you're going to be getting a little bit of extra EXP for picking these locks and such. Now, when you get to this blue house, there's 2 things to note. One, there's a cellar door we just walked past that we're going to be going down into. And 2, there is a duffel bag on the roof. Now, this room we're going into can actually be used as a player home. The RNG does not reset these containers, so you can put things in these containers. It's a nice little spot, but I'm going to neglect the old world food and grab the everything else from in here. Now, other players that are not going to be using exploits like I do will tell you these gold bars are good to sell at a trader, and they're correct, but we're not going to need it, so we're just going to use that for supplies, because I use a different trick entirely for caps and what have you. So now you're just gonna grab everything that is junk or aid. And again, this is a nice stash of old world food if you're playing survival. You need to keep that hunger meter full. But yeah. And when eventually you get higher in lockpicking, or in this case have a companion that lockpicks for you, then you can open that safe in there. But for right now, we are just going through containers and finding cap stashes because we are looking for good clothing. There's some mentats here. Postman hat is alright for the +2 endurance, but we need something with charisma is what we're hoping for. I don't think that has charisma. It does. We will take it. Now, some apparel will not allow you to wear armor with it. This is such the apparel. At least we still get the hard hat. But actually, we're going to put on the postman hat just for that +2 endurance. And I usually don't care how I look. It's just what the equipment does for me. So we're going to run with that. Bottle cap. Now right now we're just trying to... Nice. That's very good. That's ballistic fiber. Yeah, we're just looking for... Why can I... It says I can't hit him. We're looking for good junk because we're going to be expanding upon that junk, actually duplicating it. And there's level 2. Now, the first level you want to spend, we are going to want to take Idiot Savant. Now, I know it says having a high intelligence lowers the chance, but even at a level 5 and eventually a level 6, it's still a 4 or 5% chance of that going off. So bonus EXP is bonus EXP. Why wouldn't you want that? Formal hat. That is awesome. That gives us the charisma we need. Now, having a high charisma is not only... Nice bobby pins. Is not only going to have an effect on the prices traders have with us, but it's also going to be useful in dialogue, and we're going to be boosting it. So... that's all good stuffs. There's usually a poor survival with a weapon there. It actually levels with you if you decide to never come to Sanctuary until you're above a level 10. That'll be a 10mm pistol instead of a pipe pistol. But now, when you get to here, this is where we're going to begin on using the workshop. We're not going to actually start building anything, but we want the option to scrap things, specifically that block of concrete, and it's going to give us the ability to move objects that are already here, like the crafting stations we want or may possibly need, which Sanctuary does have all of them, and that's when we're going to continue looking for supplies. Nice. I actually would prefer to wear that just for the looks. Hey. Alright. So, when we hit this house, we're going to want to harvest these veggies, and then you're going to want to store them, because later on we're going to plant them where we want them, which for me is in between these two houses next to the workshop. So we're going to clean up the workshop area just a bit. Contents transferred, so there was something in there. But we're going to clean up along the way as we move over here. Now be careful. If you happen to scrap this bathtub, the tires will disappear and you won't get to scrap them. That works with everything this way if it's layered like that. For example, I just wanted to take out that cluster and instead I took out the house, but no big deal. It's all parts and whatnot. So now that we've gotten over here, we don't want to get too close to this house because there's a rad roach lying in wait. But we want to grab our cooking station and we're going to go put it in the workshop. And lastly, for the workshop, there is a chemistry workbench back here. Now it's very important you scrap this fertilizer. We are going to be using it at the chemistry station in our next video. But I'm just going to continue to scavenge containers for anything. Well, actually no, we're fully set up when it comes to the charisma we needed. Because with the slacks and t-shirt giving us a +2, the glasses giving us a +1, and getting a +1 from the pompadour wig, we get a +4 to our charisma. So we're at a 12. But in the next video we're going to be using this to boost that even further with the use of chems. I'm just going to go around and continue to clean up Sanctuary. I'm going to be scrapping everything, cleaning out the houses, since we've already got what we need. But lastly, let's talk to Codsworth. Just because this is where they're going to demonstrate you having specialized options, so I'm going to skip most of this just to speed things up. Cut to the quick of things. So we're going to question the 200 years we've been asleep in cryo, and now you're going to ask Codsworth if he's okay. Our charisma's high enough that he's going to be able to confide in us that it's been terrible.
Stay with me. A holotape?
I need any step now. Shall we, sir?
So we've already looked because we've cleared out all the bugs.
Sean's out there, Codsworth.
What about Cole?
I like these people already.
Oh, good. Alright, so now Codsworth is a companion you can get, but not until you go pick up another companion. Dogmeat does not count as a companion, so when you look at your perk chart, if you have a low charisma and you're doing the Lone Wanderer, taking Dogmeat with you does not count as a companion. You still get this perk. And then if you have one more in charisma, you can always have Attack Dog. But we have Inspirational because we want ourselves companions. So yeah, I'm going to continue to clean up Sanctuary in the workshop menu. There's 2 more rad roaches. One is in the doorway of this house, and then one will come out of a pile of rubble near the ruins of this house. So here's Mr. Jump Scare. Really? It wasn't even close. I didn't mean to pick that up. And then this guy kind of delayed reaction, but he's hiding in that wood pile. Oh, come on. So, I don't need that much rad roach meat, I don't think. But yeah, I'm going to clean all this stuff up. Check more containers for other things. Specifically, there is frag grenades, like always, in this trash can. And then down near this little junk dam that is collected in a toilet, there's a first aid kit. And then the last thing you're going to want to grab for old world food, there's a Gwinnett's brew here. So yeah, now you're just going to go through and clean up anything you can, take down the fences for the wood, take down the houses for the steel, junk everything you can in the settlement. That's the idea. We're going to build up resources doing that, and then we're going to use said resources and whatnot. But hopefully you found this informative and entertaining, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.